Hey everybody, it's me, Matt Spurs, and I'm back with another video about Tottenham Hotspur. It's been a few days since our last match against Sheffield United, which we lost 3-1. I'm still hurting. I think the main reasons being still I have the VAR thing still in my head, and another thing is just I don't know, the players really, they've just annoyed me a lot. And yeah, I've been hurting since. It's kind of like destroyed my insides a little bit the way we kind of lost that match. I don't mind losing when we put up a fight, but losing that game it still makes me feel a little bit angry on the inside. But anyway, I'm trying to forget that game. We're going to try to look forward to the next game, which is in a couple of nights away against Everton at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Hopefully we can get back onto winning ways. But before that, in today's video, I just want to talk about Jose Mourinho and give some of my thoughts about him, and also some pieces of news that you might find interesting regarding Tottenham, certainly in the transfer department. But anyway, over the last few days, especially on Twitter and other social media sites, people have been questioning the manager, whether he is a has-been or maybe over the hill, or maybe not, maybe that he's not going to win anything at Tottenham. To be honest with you, I think it's still early days. Do I think Tottenham should have sacked Pochettino? No. I think we should have stuck with him. I think the way he changed our club meant that he deserved some credit, some extra time that maybe you wouldn't give other managers in the same situation. So I felt that he should have been allowed to change the team a little bit and given time to try to turn it around. Because to be honest with you, like maybe some of you are thinking, there hasn't really been any change. I think the performances are pretty much very similar. Maybe Jose Mourinho has added some pragmatism to our team. So in a way, maybe we're defending maybe a little bit better, but obviously after the Sheffield United game, you'd probably say that we're not, because the defending in that match was horrific, to be honest with you. It's worse than under 10's Sunday League, really. But I think everyone should still give Mourinho the time. He's been successful at every club he's been at. And I'm sure, even though we might not play the most beautiful football in the world, we probably won't be typical free-flowing attacking football that maybe you're used to at Tottenham. I'm sure he'll win a trophy. Maybe it won't be Premier League or Champions League or even FA Cup. I think the best chances we've got really is the League Cup maybe, which some Premier League teams don't really take seriously, or maybe the Europa League, because most English teams go far in that competition. Maybe they are our two best bets, to be honest with you, and maybe we can go on from there. But yes, sometimes it annoys me, especially in the end of the last game. It seemed to be no urgency. Maybe he's not using all of the substitutions he could, because I know he can make up to 5 substitutions at 3 different intervals, but he's just bringing on 3 players every time. And it's really annoying me, because you could be giving minutes to someone like Oliver Skipp, who maybe is the future of our club, or even to Ryan Sessegnon, or even to someone else who may be able to change the game a little bit. It's kind of annoying me, that fact. Also, his treatment of some players, such as Ndombele, I think has been not very good. The way he's been talking about him in the media, especially. If it was Serge Aurier, maybe I wouldn't be so forgivable, because to be honest with you, I think out of everyone in our team, he does deserve like a punch in the face. So I don't know. I would be speaking out in the media against him. I probably wouldn't even be playing him, to be honest with you. I'd just be playing somebody else at right back, because although he does deliver some good assists, he doesn't really do anything else for me. I think he's a calamity. It's like a bomb waiting to explode, whether it's giving away a penalty, getting a red card, or bad defending like in the last game. So, yeah, Yeah, Aurier has been one of those players that he's continually picked as well. But to be honest with you, except from Bergwijn and Jedson, who came in the winter window, all of the other players are still Pochettino's players. So maybe we should allow him a couple of windows to bring in his own players. And maybe if by this time next season we haven't really progressed much, maybe it's time to get rid of him and think about a different manager going forward. But I think Levy's always wanted to have some manager like Jose Mourinho, a born winner, someone who could bring trophies to the team. And maybe we'll see if he can do that. I mean, I still believe he can. And I think everyone else should try to get behind the manager. Because I think this season has been a terrible calamity, atrocious, probably one of the worst seasons in a long time. I mean, you have to go back to the season when we had AVB for one part and then Sherwood for the second part. But even that season, we still managed to finish 6th, whereas at the moment we're currently 9th in the Premier League, with Everton breathing down our necks and Burnley, who is in 10th and have the same points as us. I mean, it's terrible. It's even worse than that season. It's the worst season for a long, long, long time at Tottenham. And maybe some of the players have to look at themselves. I think maybe the senior management, like the people at the board level, also need to look at themselves because they've recruited some of these players. But maybe Mourinho should be not blamed so much so far. Although, of course, he is in charge of team selection and the way we play, such as formation and strategy and tactics and other things. So maybe he does need to take some blame, but I'm not saying Mourinho out just yet. I'm going to give him time, at least till Christmas, maybe. Anyway, tell me what you think. What do you think of Mourinho so far? Do you regret sacking Pochettino? Do you think Mourinho is the man for us going forward? Do you think he's going to win a trophy at Tottenham? Maybe. In other news concerning Newcastle United, Tottenham are willing to sell Danny Rose for a cut price fee of around £5 to £5.5 million. And Newcastle seem to be the club that are interested in him. I think Danny Rose really wants to stay there. What's also interesting is something that's come out in the media today concerning Alain Saint-Maximin, who is currently playing at Newcastle. And to be honest with you, in some games that I've watched Newcastle play, I have been impressed by him. I think he is clearly the best player, or one of the best players at Newcastle United right now. He does play in an attacking midfield position on the wing, so maybe he could be a good buy for Spurs, and maybe could replace someone like Lucas Moura or Eric Lamela, who probably didn't really give it good games in the last game against Sheffield United. Another player we're interested in is Lille goalkeeper Mike Maignan. Could be a good one because obviously Lloris is getting old, and obviously the coaching staff at Tottenham are ex-Lille, so probably know the goalkeeper very well and probably can trust him a little bit. He is well thought of, and he's around probably the money we would be willing to pay, which is around £16 million. And he's only 24 years old, so he's definitely one for the future. Maybe we could even bring him in next season as some kind of competition for Hugo Lloris, and maybe Gazzaniga can go back to being third choice after Vorm leaves. Tell me what you think about that. It is also similar to the other news we heard about Gabriel from Lille as well, centre-back, who is good on the ball. So maybe we're looking at Lille for a couple of players. Maybe the coaching staff at Tottenham know them pretty well. Another player I saw is a young player, Danilo Pereira da Silva, who plays at Ajax currently. He's 21 years old and apparently has a bright future. Benfica and Napoli are apparently after him as well. And maybe he could be signed for a very low price. And so it could be a very young player to come in and back up Harry Kane. But what do you think? What do you think Tottenham need in the summer? Do you think we need a striker, a whole new defence, or a defensive midfield player? Personally, for me, if I was Jose Mourinho, I'd be going for a left back right back, centre back, and defensive midfield player. I think the players attacking midfield and striker, I think are okay. Just need to basically shore up our defensive players a bit, I think, and then once we have a good defence, we can build on the attack. But anyway, tomorrow I will come back with the Everton match preview. I will talk about Everton and Tottenham before the game, giving you the latest team news and my predictions and predicted lineup. So make sure you tune in for that one. Make sure you do press subscribe and like the video. And until next time, come on you Spurs.